I did not grow up in a Christian household. I did have a friend in middle school that brought me to Wednesday night youth group. Didn't really have that person like having accountability or like even talking with me about Jesus. And so I stopped going. Enrico was actually the first person I met on campus. I stopped and chatted with him for a little bit. Next thing I knew, I learned that he was my RA.
He was like, yeah, I'm in 206. I was like, oh, no way, I'm in 205. When I moved in, I prayed over his door and his room and the neighbors, and I was like, Lord, like, I want to see you move in these residents of mine.
I think it was the activities fair in the fall. I turned my head and saw a familiar face. I'm like, oh, there's Enrico. And so I stopped by, I'm like, oh, what is this like InterVarsity stuff? Can you tell me a little bit about it?
I invited him to an InterVarsity event, Catalyst.
The track that I did kind of just, it got me thinking about the faith in a more serious way. I guess it was just like me trying to figure out who this Jesus guy was. And I just remember sitting down and like, I was just like, head down. And I'm just like, Jesus, like, if you're real, please reveal to me like who you are and like show me that you'll always be with me. And this is gonna actually sound crazy, but I had a vision in my brain, like it felt like a tomb. It felt like a cold, like cement area. And directly in front of me was this like doorway, like rectangular doorway. It was just a bunch of light coming through. Like I couldn't see anything. It was just very, very bright. I remember just like feeling like a presence on the left side of me, just like a warmthness. And then like as I turned my head, I like woke up.
I prayed with him. I said, I sensed the Lord inviting you, because in Revelations 3:20, I believe it says, he stands at the door and knocks.
And I just remember like standing up and saying like, I committed my life to Jesus, and everyone just like started cheering and chanting, and they stood up out of their chairs and everyone like hugged me and stuff. It was great.
It's such a blessing to know Josh. He's encouraged me so much in so many other ways too. It's beautiful. And I approach it in many ways the way Brandon did it with me. I became a Christian about a year before I started my college time here at St. Olaf. And I born and raised in Hong Kong. I knew one person from my high school was here technically. Called her, I was like, hey, let's pray about finding a church. And we prayed on a Sunday. She bumped into Brandon Bunky in the cafeteria on Thursday. We went to church together on Sunday.
I got to hear his testimony of how he was saved from an alcohol addiction and a party lifestyle in Hong Kong.
That really like just started like our friendship. I was definitely like a soda can that you just shake up, set it down and go pow! Just let it like fizz and erupt. And you know, just even having conversations with people who have truly been offended by the way I share Jesus. If you're childish, you sort of misuse in a way what the Lord has given you. Now coming to know Brandon and seeing like, oh, there has to be a wisdom to this. He was so humble, so thoughtful in everything he did.
He was gifted in reaching out. I wasn't intending on like mentoring him. I was just intending to be his friend, but God did something more with it. So we were a really, really young group, and a small group too. So we knew each other well. We were involved in everyday life. But when COVID hit, everything was disrupted. I just felt led to be faithful in leading in that ministry. After my junior year, there was a couple things that I prayed for. One, that there would be students that were bold in their faith. And that was something that I got to see happen my senior year. And it was all led by the young students coming in. It was really, really beautiful. There was an image that I got. I saw myself walking across campus, planting seeds behind me. And as I was just about to leave the campus, I'm looking back and I'm watching those seeds grow. I knew I was planting something. I didn't know what it would grow into, but God was doing something with it. And I'm so excited that I just got to stay faithful.
I heard of Brandon, and I didn't know the impact that he had on Eureka. Like, that was cool to see, like, the way God moves through generations. Maybe he has a plan for someone to do this, and they don't know that either in the next couple weeks, next couple months, or even years, in this case, like, will impact others down the line and just kind of like almost exponentially grows. And it's just really cool to see like God moving through people in that way.